Good morning, students. Let's continue with our next topic, which comes under multiple allelism. That's about the polygenic inheritance or polygenes. The polygenic inheritance is going to come under the multiple factor inheritance also, where the word multiple refers for many. The same way polygenic refers for many genes which are going to be inherited, or it can also be called as the polygenes, where many genes are inherited for controlling a character or a trait. It can also be called as quantitative because the word quantity refers for number, where many number of genes are going to control a character. For the explanation of this, the multiple allelism under the multiple factor inheritance or the polygenes, the best example we can take here is the skin color in humans. The skin color always depends on the presence of the melanin pigments. The melanin pigments are the one which is going to give a range of coloration in case of the individuals. So depending on the melanin pigmentation, how many number or how many amount of the melanin pigments are deposited, that is going to give the complexion in the individuals. In case of humans, the melanin or the skin color is being controlled by 3 genes, and that is been represented as A, B, C. Depending on the number of dominant genes, it is going to decide how much melanin would be produced. Here we are taking here, you know that it will be represented whether it is in the dominant as a capital letters or it may be the recessive form. Suppose you are going to consider here the presence of all the 3 different alleles which is being considered as a dominant one, the melanin deposition will be more, where it's going to give a darker complexion, and that is going to be considered as black. Or in an individual, it may be a combination of 3 dominant gene and 3 recessive gene, where you're going to consider here only the dominant genes. So since only 3 dominant genes are present, there is moderate amount of the melanin deposition, which is going to give an intermediate character where the shades may be considered as little whitish in nature. And these whitish natures can also be called as mulattoes. Or in an individual, it may be absence of all dominant alleles, or in other words you can tell that there is presence of only recessive genes. All recessive genes are present, so there is no melanin depositions, or it may be very less melanin depositions, which is going to result in the albino or white. So you can also plot like this. So here we have taken 6 dominant, I have represented it as 6D. So you can call here this one as the first one, and 3 dominant genes, and I have represented here the 3 dominant, and here there is no dominant at all, so I have represented it as 0. In between these 6, 3 and 0, there is other range of the differences where you can fill it as 5, 4 between 6 and 3, and here between 3 and 0 you can fill it as 2 and 1. And that can be considered, since already we have wrote here the 6 dominant means it's going to give a darker complexion, black, and with 3 it is an intermediate, and with 0 it is the albino, or you can also consider it as white. So to fill the gap, we are going to write here as the 5 dominant means, suppose there is 5 dominant alleles, you can call it as very dark condition. If there are 4 dominant, you are going to call it as dark. Likewise, if there are only 2 dominant, you are going to call it as fair, and if there are only 1 dominant, you are going to call it as very fair. So how to recognize all these things? How we are going to consider or tell that in an individual there are 6 dominant genes, there are 5 dominant, 3 dominant, or there is no dominant genes at all? To explain that, let us consider here. C.B. Davenport a scientist in the year 1963 described the inheritance of skin color in humans. Now we can take the example. When a marriage between white and a black individual produces intermediate skin color. We are taking here the two different parents, one parent with the black and another parent with the white. The black and the white. The genotype represented is all with the black means it is completely all 6 dominant one, and white is completely recessive. These are the homozygous or with the pure lines. And the gametes, since there are pure lines, you are going to consider only single one, that is capital A, capital B, capital C. And here in the alternatively we are going to consider the recessive, which is also the pure line. We are taking here small a, small b and small c. When you are going to cross these two in F1 generation, we are going to get with capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C and small c, which you are going to call it as the intermediate skin color or the mulattoes. Here we are getting here what? The 3 dominant genes are present. So already we have seen here the presence of the 3 dominant genes means it's going to give an intermediate character. Further, when you cross 2 intermediate individuals that are 2 mulattoes, you get a range of skin colors. So that is what we are going to see in the Punnett square to show about the F2 generation. The parental characters we have taken here, the mulattoes or with the F1 generation. The mulattoes, or you can also write it as F1 generation. The genotype, you have been represented capital A, small a, capital B, small b, capital C and small c. The gametes, since you have taken here the 3 pairs of alleles, you are going to get in each 8 gametes. If it is in a dihybrid cross, we will take about 2 pairs. 2 pairs means we are going to get 4 gametes. So here it is 3 pairs and we are getting here 8 gametes are present. So F2 generation, the representation you can observe here. This is what you are going to see, the plot. So I have taken here one side with the male, the other side with the female characters. So when you are going to cross this, easily you can observe, when you are going to cross this, you are going to get with the characters representation. Whether it is a dominant or whether it is a recessive, you are going to write. Just to make it easy and very simpler, we are going to consider here only the dominant characters. We are going to count with the dominant characters and we are going to write here. See, in this you can observe there are 3 dominant. So totally 6 dominants are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 dominant and this is the recessive one. And here you can observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 dominant genes. So here itself we can write here. So how many dominant genes are there here? There are 3. How many are there? 2. Here there is 2 again. Here there is again 2. Here there is 1. Here there is 1 and here there is 1 and here there is 0. The same way you can write here. How many dominants are there? 3. Here there is 2. Here there is 2. Here there is 2. Here there is 1. 1. Here there is 1 and here there is 0. So you can just count here. So 3 plus 3, here you are going to get 6 and here you can count here. There are 2 here and there are 3 here. So 3 plus 2 is 5 and here again 3 plus 2 is 5 and here 5. You are going to get your 4. The 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 you can count, and this is how you are going to give a representation so that it will be very easy for you. But keep in mind that if you are going to miss any of this, the combination, the gametes, you are not going to get the same ratio. Then the entire Punnett square is going to become wrong. So while you are going to write the gametes, write it properly. So this is the representation, the numbers what we have done here. So just we'll go back and show. I am going to show here the presence here. You can just have the comparison now. So you can have a comparison now. I have written how many the numbers are there. So how many 6 are there? There is only 1 6. So in the first I told you, if there are 6 dominant means you're going to represent it as black. How many 6 are there? There is only 1. Likewise, the next one, very dark. How many dark? How much you're going to get? 5 dominant. So search for how many or count for how many 5 dominants are there. When you're going to count, you're going to get 6. 4 dominant. The number 4. Count it. How many? The number of 4s are there. It should come towards 15. There are 15 here. Then coming towards intermediate, the 3 dominant. So count the number of 3s. You're going to get 20. Count the number of 2 dominants. You're going to get 15. The count the number of 1 dominant. You're going to 6. And the white or albino, that is 0 dominant. That is only there is 1. So this is the ratio what you're going to get. So it exhibits different shades of the skin coloration from black to white in the ratio of 1:6:15:20:15:15:6:1. When you plot a graph, you're going to get with a bell shape. So with this bell shape, you can just occur, there is a peak. So in the intermediate, you can observe, you can count the number here. With the intermediate, what is there? There is 20. So you're going to consider here 20 means it is come towards the peak range. What is the alternative? There is slightly decline here. So with this decline, you can just write here, you can consider with 15 and 15 when it is going to decline. Still, there is the decline in the number where you're going to call it with 6 and 6. And finally, you're going to get the one as a extreme black, the one as extreme white. So this is called as the bell shape, what you're going to get a graph when you're going to plot it. So this shows that not you're going to get in an individual just whether with a black color or with a white color. But as the individuals, there are different shades of the combinations which is going to arise. That all depends on how much the melanin pigment is going to be deposited. So for that, we are going to consider here what? The 3 pairs of the genes are very important in the individual. So since there are 3 pairs, we are going to call it as many, more than 1. So that is considered as polygenic inheritance or polygenes or multiple factor inheritance. Thank you.